Oh my God, I'm ugly! Yay! Salutations, this is Jay Moyes from over at fetishartist.net. And as you can see, kind of fooling around today. The driving gig is going to be scaling back, and so it's giving me more time for doing artwork, shifting work over for the upcoming Electric Blue project, and also in this case, flipping this around on the actual camera itself. At least this way I can kind of get an idea of what I'm looking like while I'm doing this, and I can at least feel like I'm looking at the camera. But the big thing I want to talk about, and it's been on my mind for a while, is why I'm letting go my subscription to Juxtapoz magazine, and why that's actually kind of an important thing. Long time ago, I actually met Robert Williams here in LA. He's a local to Porn Valley. We met over at Flames, the car show that they had there. There's still a big car thing up here in the valley. The new thing is Bob's Big Boy on Friday nights. But he hands me a copy of Juxtapoz, and he's like, you know, you really should be reading this. And I said, you're right. And I picked up a subscription. I bought a subscription to Juxtapoz while I was at AVN. And this is what I used to get. You know, this is Pusshead on the cover, and still one of my favorite issues. I still use this as reference material. That's Art of Rick Griffin. This is their black and white issue. They would actually dedicate, like once a year, a whole issue to just black and white art. And then we've got on here, you know, Virgil Finlay. And you know, there was some variety in here in terms of, you know, opportunities and such. You know, you could actually buy business card size ads in Juxtapoz magazine. And and you know, shirts, really, really cool Juxtapoz gear, posters, kick-ass posters. Juxtapoz, it was a lightning rod. This was a high octane awesomeness that you could be inspired by. And by the way, yes, I know the light in here sucks. I was hoping to get some of the daylight from today, but I'm going off the drawing table light. But welcome to life here in the studio. And this right now is kind of the high watermark. This is the last issue I'm getting in the subscription. And I mean, it's just kind of, it's not bad, but it's more academic. It's kind of like, this is kind of what I'd be reading in some of the art, some of the more mainstream type stuff. The safer material is the kind of thing, you know, there's a point where Robert Williams was talking about where the articles were actually, there was more editorial content than there was art. And it feels like the magazine, just in the periodicals in general regarding artwork, it feels like Juxtapoz is heading into that same position. And I realized, I understand that, yeah, you've got to pay bills, you've got to satisfy your advertisers. I realized the guy that owned Thrasher magazine, that backed this magazine, is gone. But it's having an effect on your magazine. And keep in mind, I'm a reader. I consume this stuff. I need this stuff. This is the inspiration for stuff like this and stuff like that. This is what kind of gets my motor going and going, I should try this. I should try that. And instead, I mean, it's not bad, but it's not what's jump-starting me. It's not what kicks the engine off. And then ironically, I'm in Meltdown Comics last year, and I see heavy metal has picked up the ball. And, I mean, I'm having a hard time thinking what I can actually show on here. This is actually much more in terms of what I do. They've actually kicked up the notch to where heavy metal is not only competitive with Juxtapoz. I actually recommend, if you really, really need to kickstart your art and really want to blow your mind, Grant Morrison, the comic book writer, wrote one of my favorites, Arkham Asylum, is editing the magazine. And this, remember, the guy backing this is Kevin Eastman, the guy from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. These, you know, I'm back to the safe one I can show here. Shoot, let me grab you the sex issue. I kid you not. They have one called the sex issue, which is, that one I think I can show. That is sexy. This is, I realize the cover is a piece of art from 1999. Chris Achilleos, I think it is. But it's still, it still rocks. By the way, awesome art, dude. Definitely my vein. And I mean, shoot. A piece on what's new at the Corey Helford Gallery. Interviews. This is now on par with what's coming out of Europe, which is what inspired it, like Marquis, KFS, which is the what came after Skin 2. I can't show you what's in here. That'll violate terms of service on YouTube. But Tim Wordwood, by the way, love your magazines. These, I can't subscribe to these. These are European publications, so there's extra fees, etc., etc. For them, it's just easier to distribute to stores and sell through the stores. It's just, the shipping is just tremendous when they try and get this stuff over here. But heavy metal, it's just been a much better value. I feel like I'm getting much more out of it. And I thought I had subscribed. I swear I cut these guys a check. But I'm not showing anything's been cashed. So I'm going to actually, with tonight or not probably as soon as I fire the computer up again, going to be subscribing to heavy metal. It's a much better trade. And Evan Precchio, look, no offense intended to you, Evan. I mean, I realize you're working within what management wants of you, but the games, you know, there's a lot that's being expected of artists and the publications. I used to just eagerly await when my next issue of Juxtapoz was going to come in. Now it just gets checked over to the side. It's like, okay, maybe I'll flip through it later. This heavy metal's really stepped up the game. And, you know, oh, and how can I forget? The business card ads are gone out of Juxtapoz. So what this means is that if you're a gallery guy, number one, sorry, but you've got to compete now with Greg Escalante's, gosh, I hope I got that right, gallery. But you've got to go for a full-page ad or something like that. You don't have that option of, I mean, look at what it used to be. Okay, now this is turning into a full-on tirade. I need to back it down a notch. But real quick, just bear with me. You know, we've got Mitch McConnell. By the way, it's on Instagram now. There's a gallery showing with Peter Beck. This is one of the old, if I had the thing for these guys, they're on Lancashire. They're locals to me. I could be advertising if they still did business card ads. And so the thing is, I realize you guys are going, well, this is about money. This is about our advertisers. But remember, I've been in the publishing stuff too. It's like, you've got to have the small stuff too. Side, it's a little different. There's a lot of people that I'm sure actually would pay for a business card size ad just to get their name in Juxtapoz. I mean, that's a high watermark. And so I'm gonna start to wrap up my rant. At Bar Sinister this upcoming weekend, January 28th, 2017, for their Fetish night, and they really, really put on a good show. It's gonna. If you haven't been to Bar Sinister and you're in the LA area and you're kinky and such, gotta check it out at least once. My name's Jay. I'm with fetishartist.net. Check out fetishartist.net for updates on my work in progress, the stuff I'm going to be going to, and some up-and-coming things, not just about me, but about fetish art and kink art in general. Thank you very much for your time. Spanks for watching.